We are back again. This time for the Power Couple and Family Show. Welcome on board the Power Couple and Family Show. We your power couple, your favorite power couple, my incredible hobby. I'm Power Hobby.
Local man,
I'm kind of far from him today.
Mr. Ngano Michael Ikambi.
We normally don't use two chairs for the power couple, but we're gonna do that today, just for today. Okay. Enjoy the music.
I fed the husbands and wife. I fed the mummy. Nabole mummy, mambo wese wolonge. Ebo kanto wai. Oh, Tubo! It's so simple and unique. Choo. Mama was a longe. Come to come to come to come to This is the Power Couple Show. This is the Power Couple Show that stands for values, that brings the family together.
Thank you.
That brings grow the community, the development of the community through the family, loving your spouse, loving your children, and loving the institution of marriage and make it last the way God designed it to be. Thriving all over the difficulties and the ups and downs in the relationship. This is the show you want to be in now. J'ai fait toute ma vie à servir le mari. Oh, this is a power couple music. But this one is not going to end well. We are going to end us well. And we are going to make sure every other couple ends out there very well. Tubo. Ebo kanto wa e. Namule mumi. Mama wesa olonge. Ebo kanto wa e.
Welcome on board the Power Couple and Family Show. Please share and invite a couple, a power couple. Thank you, my sweetheart.
Thank you very much. That was Petit Pay. That was Tubo again in Eboki.
And welcome all on board the Power Couple and Family Show with your incredible, wonderful power couple. Myself, Dr. Sylvia Forchapley Kambi, the power wife, and my wonderful husband,
Michael Ikambingando, alias Local Man.
the power
Husband, that's correct.
How are you doing today, darling?
I'm great.
We are so far away today. Normally we need to sit quite close, okay? So for today, I think we need to think about our sitting arrangement. We just had a business show. Okay, I'll do that shortly.
That's right.
Thank you. Thanks for offering me your legs. I'm going to sit there, definitely. I'm just going to have to take the camera up a bit because my head is going to be out. Am I going to do that? I'll do that. Do you want me to sit there? What do you think? What do you all think? Let's know. Do you want me to sit on him? I'm going to do that. This is the Power Couple and Family Show, and that's what it's all about. Thank you all for joining us, and today we thought we'll stop by quickly to give you some words of encouragement. You are a power couple, you are a couple, you are aspiring to become a power couple, you are engaged, you want to get married, to get into that unshakable union where the vow, as we say, till death do us part, is truly till death do us part. There is no shaking, but then again, the Power Couple and Family Show is not only about being together for life and not separating, but it's all about enjoying your marriage. So we've got 3 key objectives as a Power Couple and Family. It's all about reconnecting and reviving power couples. We know there are so many power couples out there like us and so many more. We want to get together so we are reconnected. We believe iron sharpens iron, so we can inspire so many other couples to be outstanding and inspire others also to live a successful marriage life. And it's also about, sharing powerful strategies for a successful, blissful, and thriving marriage. Because as we always say, sweetheart, what do we say?
Families are the building blocks.
No, families, yeah. Marriages can be,
marriages can be enjoyable and can be lively, not only endurance and
exactly, because we believe that and we know that you can have a great marriage even after years of staying together. I believe like with everything, the more you know about something, the more experience you've got, the more wisdom, and the more you should be able to manage that effectively. But strangely, it looks like in marriage it's the other way around. I think because we don't apply it well in our marriages. The more we seem to know ourselves, the more we seem to stay apart, which is strange. One of the other key things about the Power Couple and Family Show is about building, thriving families and communities. And this is the part now. Because we know that families are the building blocks of communities.
That's correct. And communities are the building blocks of society, and society is the building block of a nation.
So when our families are strong and fortified, it's definitely reflected in our community and eventually the nation.
That is correct. That is so true.
Wonderful. So if you're joining us for the first time, we are your hosts, the Power Couple, Mr. Pastor Michael Ikambi, my wonderful husband, and myself, Dr. Sylvia Forchapley Kambi. Thank you for joining us. And over to him. Today we're just going to give you some words of encouragement, okay? How to live happily as a couple, how to endure, those challenging times and come out stronger, powerful, and successful together. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
a go behind and just take this a bit more.
That's a good one.
Yeah, go on.
That's a good one, and we, like we say in our previous videos, and we'll still repeat here again in another way and a different way. We always deal with principles. We know principles and laws are the building block of nature. Everything is built around principles. Everything is built around laws, and respecting the laws will always guarantee success of that thing, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's building, anything you want to do. Everything, it's God created everything to obey certain principles and certain laws, including marriage, which we're going to talk on today. So understanding of those principles and those laws will guarantee success, and violation of those principles and laws will guarantee failure. So success is predictable, just like failures are predictable, all based on principles. So what we're going to talk today, it's nothing new, but in a different way.
Very true.
On those principles that we respect, we come to understand, we come to cherish and acknowledge these are some divine, natural, and supernatural principles which are tied down to everything we do. People who are successful are people who keep those laws, those values, and those principles together, and their relationship or their business or whatever undertaking they are doing, it's guaranteed to succeed. We are here today. It doesn't mean that, okay, put it this way again. Every other relationship that's out there, any successful thing that's out there too, has its own ups and downs.
Definitely.
But each time there's an up and down or there's chaos in it, you know that is not the value of God. Every time there is chaos or disorder somewhere, you know some other person is at work. Because the Bible says God is a God of order, God is a God of perfection, God is a God of truth, God is a God of coherence, and God is a God of principles. So anytime chaos sets in, you don't need to consult anything else. You go back and investigate where the laws have been violated, where the principles, where that something must have gone wrong. So you don't need to fix anything, but you go back to fix the law that somehow, somewhere, whether it's the law of communication that was violated, there was law of honesty, the law of respect, principle of this, all of these principles that make a successful marriage go together. The same principles can be applicable in a different way in business, in building, in shaping a society, in ruling a political party. Don't violate laws and principles of life. That's the number one foundational principle for a successful marriage. When I used to have misunderstanding with my wife in the past, sometimes too, it was ignorance of certain fundamental principles. But when you get hold of those principles and you put your focus and your vision that this thing is for the do-or path, then you know that something has to be fixed to put you together than to keep you apart. Yes. So, one of the questions you say you had for me today, I'm ready to answer some of these questions. In a question form and in a way like that, people understand better, you know. And so,
you can ask me questions as well, definitely.
Or you want to be the answer box?
No,
today?
I mean, we sit together. It's not those no answer box. We're here to share. We're here to share.
Okay, because I like hard questions, you know.
Right, it's about, marriage is simple. Life is so simple.
In everything, not only in marriage, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, we are here to share
the simple things. Yeah, it is. It's simple, you know. Okay, culturally, people can come out from two different cultures. That's fine. People can come out from two different family backgrounds. That's fine. But there's some fundamental things that will bring the two of you together, and based on those fundamental principles, you can, you know, overlook or minimize those cultural differences and go with those fundamental principles.
Just like you work in a company, there are so many different nationals there, so many different cultural groups there, and the company succeeds. You know, your diversity is a force, it's something that's powerful. And differences in a marriage to fortify a marriage, because I see what you cannot see.
That's right.
I work on areas where you've not got that potential or skills to work on. So it's only beneficial if we are different backgrounds. That's as it is in every work area. So again, we're just gonna give you some words of encouragement. And sweetheart, my question to you: a couple watching us right there now with, like, you know, things are just numb. I mean, if you have questions, please ask them. It may help. It may help, and we are here to answer your questions. It doesn't matter whatever question you ask. We are here to share. We are here to inspire you. We encourage you with our own lifestyle. You know, we are thriving as a couple. We are not simply surviving. We are happy. We are so in love. You know, our family, our children. So we are authentic. Okay, we are authentic, and we just want to share with you, how do we do it? It's no magic. It's no magic. It's so easy. So to a couple out there that's thinking, you know, how long have we been together from when we knew each other? This is from 96. I got to know this gentleman. We got married in 2005. But we've been together like since then, from 96.
Yeah, that's been 5 years.
We're apart. Sorry, Italy, Australia, the United Kingdom. We've been apart, but then the love together. The love for each other kept us together. There was a strong bond. So, sweetheart, my question to you: if there's someone asking you that, how do you do it? You know, I want to have that spark in my marriage. I want to be in love again. It's so boring. We've been together for years. We are just like not friends. We are like brother and sister. I mean, it's a great thing to be brother and sister. Don't get me wrong. I have a great relationship with my brothers and my sisters.
I don't want to be brother and sister with my wife. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
he doesn't want to be brother and sister with his wife.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, sweetheart, you're just like brother and sister. You don't want to be brother and sister. That's
With my wife. Be brother and sister with my sister and brother. Okay, go ahead.
So they're watching us now and they're thinking like, what do you people do after how many years? You know, from 96, this is almost like 25 years. You know, you both have known each other. There's still that chemistry. My relationship is boring. Our marriage is boring. We like, I don't know, how can we do it? How can we do it? What is it that we need to have that spark like you and your lovely and beautiful wife?
That's a legitimate question. That's a legitimate question. Okay. It's a legitimate question because sometimes in a relationship you can get tired, you can get weary, you can get exhausted, and you can be all of these I've just mentioned again. But then let's come back to the crux of it. When you have morally committed to somebody, to love somebody till the end of your life, to love somebody, to spend the entire your existence with that person, you have to devise a means to create or to make old standards or old things anew again.
Very true.
Anew again.
Very true.
It is only because the human mind and the human being likes to see things new, see things in a different angle, because we put an expiration date on so many things, including marriage. Sometimes some people do that, you know. So, but when it comes to something that it's dead, that's the determinant of the separation, then you have to devise a way on how to renew some of those interesting moments which you enjoy with your wife. Which you enjoy with your wife, how you spend time with the kids, how you spend time with her. Yeah. So you renewing those aspects and changing those ways. It could be subtle, it could be small, but let it be different. Let it have a different flavor. Let it have a different flair in it. Embellish it in those different ways, so you make that relationship attractive from day one to the end, as if it's something you just met her. You see the spark that you had in the first days, the first week that you see her. You can recreate that moment. You're a human being with 500 million brain cells in your head. That means that you don't have up to 500 million days or years to live, you know. You can recreate those moments and make it attractive, make it more interesting, you know. Because I advised one of my young man who was getting married about 6 or 7 years ago. I said, look, that beautiful eyes that you see in that lady will one day be putting on lens. It will not be as beautiful as that. That long hair, bimbamba all surrounding. That shining teeth will all be. So those are the things, you know. You prepare yourself how to navigate around all of that, because the physical beauty too at one point is going to wear out. Yeah. Are you going to run away because or an accident or something erupts in your marriage and things like that? No. When you morally commit to love somebody to the end of your life, you have to devise ways. But though you're working on certain fundamental principles on how to keep the relationship, your communication, efforts to come to overlook disputes, override, you know, fly over disputes and make sure that there's so much grounds to be together than grounds to be apart. You have to work out on all of those things. But the most essential thing is that sentimental aspect, you know. Women like small little changes, small little surprises, and small, you know, special, you know, effects at home, out of home, at work, and things like that. So you work on that, and your marriage is definitely going to be.
So tell me, what do you do if you want to share with someone? You're like, you've given all of these, do this, do that. I want you to see practically. What are some of those things? For example.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, you have to look at me, sweetheart. You know me. You don't talk to me, and I'm talking to you looking at the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Great. So, what are some of those things that you have to look at me? I'm not going to ask it. I want to see those your wonderful eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are those things that you do, for example, to keep our marriage alive? You know, definitely it's been for long we've been together, but we are always, you know, there is that spark. We are like youth forever. We are like boyfriend and girlfriends. We are even with the children. They know, they say mommy loves daddy, daddy loves mommy.
That's right.
And all of that. What are some of those things
that you do? That is funny.
And maybe some of those things that I do that keep it alive.
Let me talk for myself. That is funny. That is very, very, very interesting. That it can make people laugh. That is can be stern sometimes. That is playful. That is supportive. That is loving.
This is husband now. About what you do for us.
That is loving. Daddy loves mommy in front of the kids. Daddy hugs mommy in front of the kids, daddy kiss mommy in front of the kids, and they know that the only woman that can be closer to daddy is mommy. So I was very made up the other day when my son came and saw me and said, "Oh, daddy loves mommy, mommy loves daddy." So these are the things that even the kids, they learn that from home. I was so impressed with that remark, because nothing a child can learn other than the experiences he sees. Okay, if he sees his dad loving the mom like that, there's just no way he's gonna abuse his own wife when he grows up. You see, so some of these things are you learn them from home, and you grow up with that. You inculcate those good values at home, and do it with the negative. But again, we are Christians. Our foundations of love and our definitions of love all come from the Bible. We hold these fundamental principles and precepts from the Bible, that we are confident of our God we serve. We are confident in our personal abilities and our uniqueness. We appreciate the uniqueness and the personal abilities of the other person. We normally argue like you people too, but our arguments is not to set us apart, is to agree on our differences and have appreciate our diversities and our different views and objectives. Sometimes she can be very emotional, and sometimes too logical or so, and things like that. But then you still come back to a consensus that this is the woman you want to be with, this is the woman you will spend all of your life with. There is no point to have any sad moment, even when you disagree. The goal is not to have a sad moment. The goal is for you to build your memory bank, make it as rich as all the financial institutions in the world join together,
and to learn
those shared moments, those good memories. That's what you wanna go on. Again, God is fundamental in our own relationship.
Very.
And I'm funny. I like to sing, make jokes, njakri, and all things like that. Just make her laugh. And they say, "Oh, Sylvia, hey, just sing songs." I just sing. I create my songs. Though I don't want to create one here now. I create my songs all the time. I can use an old makossa and just put my wife's name. I use I use my wife's name in the makossa. So that's it. It's as simple as that. Don't be too uptight here. There are times you have bitter arguments, personally, family-wise.
When you get to a stage, bitter arguments, when you get to a stage, I think like we cannot always have those bitter arguments. We've had that in the past, when we have the sweetheart, honestly, right now, because you've known each other, we have one goal. It's like in an office, I always like to compare, because this is like, it's a corporation. We have a corporate vision. A family is the same. It's a business. We are running a home. We are running an empire, so it's exactly the same thing. I don't think you want to be having bitter argument with your colleagues. If you've not been or your business partners, if you've not been together for long, you have different diverse principles, then you will have those bitter arguments. When it comes to a place where we now have a common vision, so what with that bitter argument? So I think we should use that. I understand that maybe sometimes you just use words, but you don't really mean them. But I think we should really, because there's no bitter argument that me and you have now. I can't remember the last time we've had our greatest tough time.
Much
yeah, but then we've passed that. Like I said, we are doing this program because we've had some really, really trying times in our marriage. We've had some trying times. I personally thought of even divorce one time, but it didn't happen. I don't think he thought of it. We said that, you mentioned that too, but I took it seriously though. But it never happened, because we realized that, imagine if that would have happened, we would have lost a lot. I'm sure we would have come back, and we would have come back because we are meant for one another. There was just silliness, like he said. Something was wrong. Something was missing somewhere. I think we let God walk away. We lost sight of that corporate vision. We lost sight of our purpose together as a couple. But since then, like I said, in a business, you've got your business partner. You've got a corporate vision. You have a goal. You have a purpose that you've set that business. You want to succeed. If he wins, I win. I win, he wins. It's a family. It's a home. So honestly, I think it's really, and for me, I'm that kind of person. What keeps us really, I think I'm a Scorpion. If you want to check that, whether you believe in that or not. But honestly, sometimes when I read, sweetheart, I know. Let me just speak. I didn't interrupt you.
I know. I don't believe in this.
Yeah, when I don't look at those things, but the truth is, when I read about Scorpions, I'm smiling. It's like someone is talking about me. I know who I am. I know my character. I know my personality. When I read those things, it's like they really literally know me, and they're talking about me. Well, but to tell you about that, and you cannot even deny it, we're one of the most passionate beings in the world. I'm so passionate. That's the thing that keeps our relationship. I'm more passionate than him. So my passion for life, my passion for everything just infects our marriage. It just revives it. Passion is life. Passion is energy. It keeps bringing energy. How old am I? How old are we? I'm as young as ever. I'm as lively as ever. So it's really those things that I do. And I think women have a great role. A woman builds her home. We've got so much wisdom. If you're a woman, you're not passionate about life, then you'll not be passionate about your relationship. I think that's one of the greatest things I bring in my home to keep it alive, even in wherever we are, in the room. I'm like the life. I'm like the engine. I'm like the fire. I'm like the fire. When it quenches a bit, I ignite it. When it's like a bit low, come on, sweetheart, give your wife credit.
That's good.
I deserve a kiss for that.
That's a good one.
When it becomes complex and maybe it starts getting tired, we have the rule: you walk in, you must give a kiss. Be honest with her. How many times we forget to, sometimes because you're distracted, to give a kiss? And I'm like, how dare you? You don't greet me like that.
That's right.
I'm not some casual friend. You walk in, and because even the kids, when they walk in, that's us. The first thing, they are hugging, they are kissing. That's how we do in our home. Even with our children, from outside, when dad is coming with them, as soon as they see me, if I'm working from, my office, they see the window, or I'm actually in the bedroom, I always go there, wave them before they come up. And they're screaming and shouting, and everybody comes, gives mommy a kiss on the cheek, a hug. And I'm like, where is daddy?
That's right.
Where is daddy? Your wife is here. So, things like that keeps him on his toe, I think, like he said, you always have to reinvent. You always have to have passion. Passion
you
is the word.
Reinvent yourself and be passionate and be recreating things that
I'm so innovative. I'm again the creative one.
Things that will be new and things that will be attractive and keep the relationship running.
It's so strange to stay on a different chair from him. And the power couple, we don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you have any other question again?
Okay. What question again? With the lockdown, we know that a lot of, which is unfortunately is strange. For us, it's been the best time in our life. For me, it's been the best time in my life. Honestly, like a lot of quality time. My husband, with the work I do, I can work from anywhere and all of that. So it's just been incredible.
I know, the lockdown.
Knowing that I can still do a lot of things without rushing. And I get more time because normally by the time I take my shower, I dress up. I'm always dressed. I don't wake up and sleep in my pajama and work. No. I take a shower, I work out, take a shower, I dress up, I sit down because I do a lot of live videos. That's where I have a lot of Zoom conferences. I have a lot of Zoom workshops. So I need to be constantly always dressed like I'm going to work. I literally put on my shoes sometimes because I'm doing life and all that. So, sweetheart, we know that with the lockdown, for some it's been great. For us, it's been awesome, But unfortunately, we've seen the impact. A lot of homes, they said domestic violence rose. Abuse, because couples are used to staying apart. For some of them, it was an escape route. They cannot cope to be together so long. So what word do you have, for those couples who are like fighting each other, they are choking each other, they're like, you are occupying my space. Maybe that woman used to stay at home, not go to work. And then now they're all in the same space. This is feeling like you're taking my space. What do you say to them? Are you at that point where staying at home with your spouse? For me, even, I want to lie by him 24 hours. I just chill.
Yes.
I just chill.
There are some issues in a relationship that needs to be addressed. Okay, those unaddressed issues, they play back in this lockdown period a lot. Why? They were unaddressed.
Very true.
Initially, but things were not the way they were because people were going to work and coming back late, coming back tired, just go to bed and things like that. The home sometimes can be the worst place for a husband or a wife, which is very sad reality. Where is supposed to be your kingdom, where is supposed to be the place of shalom, the place of peace for you.
Just calm.
Yes, just calm. You can't wait to close work and go back home. So when work was going on, a lot of people will spend on those unaddressed issues, will keep them at work. They will take overtime just because of that. They want to really get exhausted so that by the time they come home, they eat, they sleep, and they go. But now the lockdown says you have to see that woman, you have to see those children, you have to be behind the door. Nobody goes outside, will arrest you and give you a penalty when you come out there. So now, then people were, I hear people, why they use a lot of very vile language sometimes when they want to talk about their girlfriends or their wives. They swear and talk horrible things, and some will even say, I feel like strangling,
So
and
yeah,
things
the
like that.
children are African here also.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
need
So
to-
things like that, I hear them all the time discussing and say how do you, about their relationship during this lockdown period. So the issue was those unaddressed problems. If they had addressed that, then there will be no issue
Definitely.
at home. Somebody said COVID is female or either a female agenda. Is the only thing that stops football, all the pubs, husbands not going anywhere, not going to work. They have to sit down and watch their wife all day long for 24 hours. So if you don't address those issues, it will be hard. So don't just sweep them under the carpet. Make sure you identify them and you address them. So when you address them, when you stay at home with her, there will be no problem. But those unaddressed issues, they just pile up and they become so tense, just like a bomb. And you just take off the lid one day or pull the linchpin and it explodes. So that's what's happening in this country now. That the domestic abuse rate went up by how many percent and things like that. It's because of that. But for those people who had addressed their issues, they did not even want the offices to open. They said, please lock down for 2 years more.
I know.
So
we talked to some of our friends. They're like, I love working from home. We are not going back to the office. We are working from home.
And those single people too, they are so bored to the two that they don't want to stay at home. People say, well, I live alone by myself, so it's hard for me. You still come there, look at your walls and things.
So you're saying that they need to address some of those issues. So if now, like, it's gone so bad that they can no longer address, what advice would you have for them? I mean, you should always seek help, honestly.
It's a choice. There is no issue that is unresolved. There's no problem that you cannot solve. There's no problem. But when you choose not to solve it, that's fine. That's a choice. So
the worst thing that can happen to anyone, because I mean, you don't own your office. I mean, even if you are the owner of your office, I'm saying you don't live there. So many people work in there. It's not really your space. I'm the founder and the CEO of my company and all of that. But so many people work in there. It's not really my space. I can't say I'm having a wonderful, relaxing place in my office. But when I come home, it's that space, like my husband said, it's that sanctuary. The worst thing that can happen to anyone if you're at that stage, that in your own home, you cannot find that peace. In your own home, the only place is his home, sweet home, that you can call home, which has to be your sanctuary, which has to be your place of rest and peace, that you say, this is my domain, this is my space. If you cannot find that peace and there is a problem, where would you go? So you need to really, really think about resolving that problem. Like my wonderful husband said, there is nothing, no problem without solution. There is no problem. Here we are right now. Reach out to us. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, that that you've come to a point where, you can't count on yourself and you want to remain strong. So ask for help. And tell me, sweetheart, a lot of African men, am I right? You have that thing of like, I'm the man, no one can solve my problem. It's me or that. So a lot of African men, we've had people who've contacted us also. Couples, some of them are married, they're Africans. And they're like, if I talk to my husband, he wouldn't even listen to me. What do you say to them? There's that ego, there's that thing of, I don't know.
Ignorance.
I love that.
Ignorance, it's a bad thing.
Yeah,
even
like
the Bible says there's a lack of knowledge. There's in a relationship, like we said initially, there are fundamental rules that bring things together, and there are rules that you violate that put things apart. You cannot say I'm African, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Principles are universal. Principles, they work in every culture, they work in every country, they work in every geography. So when you start operating with principles, you are not limited to your culture, your ethnicity. Sorry? You are not limited to your culture, your ethnicity, or your geography. Again, principles are universal and they work for everyone. Whether you are a different color skin, you're like me or any other color, the fire will burn you in Japan and will burn you in Cameroon. You climb a building and jump, gravity will pull you down. So whether you are what color or what ethnicity, that's a principle. So too in a relationship, forget about saying I'm African, I'm this and that. I know there's a cultural aspect, but make sure you function mostly on principles, because the world was built with principles and laws. So your culture, if it's tied around those principles, that's fine for you. So
Very
you go by
true.
those standards. Don't say I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. That's stupidity to me, in my opinion. So go by those standards and those values. That will bring
So
you
man,
together.
listen. If you are one of those who is unwilling to ask help, thinking
Yes.
I'm the man, I'm this, I'm right, then honestly,
okay.
you're ignorant. You're
Yes.
ignorant.
Culturally, we come from such backgrounds that we see things like that. But if you begin to read other books like the Bible, which is so rich, and you'll be opportune to be
Very true.
revealed things, deep things by the Holy Spirit. That is omniscience. You begin to see a lot of defects in some of our cultures. You know. So when God says, "I give you your wife is your helper," you know what a helper means? You think a helper is somebody that's weak? If you're carrying a very big stone and you want to call somebody to help you, are you going to call somebody that will not going to help you lift that stone to the truck? No, a helper is somebody that's as powerful as you or even more powerful than you.
Yeah.
So don't think that because you are the head of the family, your helper is lesser than you. No. So those are the kind of small things culturally that can set somebody off from a cultural background, which you just mentioned like that. But if you begin to look at such depth, such profundity of what I just said about somebody being your helper, you want to carry a 20 ton, and you call for help. You're not going to call a baby to help you for that. But if God says this is your helper, it means that she's capable or even more stronger to help you do that. That's how I see it. So it's hard, for some cultures to come to that level, but who cares? Dump your culture, the bad things of your culture, throw them away and pick up the good things of other culture. I think God's culture is paramount. God's culture is supreme because God knows everything. He knows every moment. He knows everyone. He knows everything. And He's the light. God is light. God is not that. When light means knowledge, information, application of it, wisdom and things like that. So God knows the solution of everything. If He says something, I go with Him more than I will go with my local chief or my chiefdom. That's it. God says it, I hear it, and that's it. I'm set for it.
Wonderful.
You just want to come in my body now. Okay, come, baby. Come on.
I'm gonna go up if I sit here. Normally we sit on the same chair on the power couple. Let me see. Okay. No.
Wait.
I can't sit on there.
Okay.
I can't, sweetheart.
It's okay, but we're closing very soon.
Yeah, we're gonna close now. I can't sit on
So
we normally sit on the same chair on the power couple. Unfortunately, I feel a bit.
So that's it, culturally we can solve those she can't take her hands off me, which is a good thing.
I know. We're gonna finish this show now so we can spend some time.
Yes, so that's it. It's a good thing. We have cultures, true. Even our own cultures too are produced by certain laws in our community that produces that culture, But now when you meet a superior culture or a superior value system, value system, I think you go on to that. That's my take on
wonderful. And the final question to you, sweetheart, everyone watching, I hope you're watching with your spouse. It's a shame that we are sitting on different chairs. We don't do that on the Power Couple and Family Show. We need to sit on one chair. And right now, our camera is a bit low, so I try to sit on him and I was off the screen, so I cannot do that. But then we want to encourage you, again, those simple things. Because imagine someone I always want to be by. I want to sit by him. How can you find yourself separating from that person? There's that constant spark. There's that constant energy, isn't it? When we are so close, we feel like we are one and inseparable. There's no way I'm going to think about any other person. There's no way he's going to think about any other person.
If you love one, you love it all. If you love many, you love none.
I love that. So he loves me. No, yeah, but I understand. I love him. Yeah. So one final word, sweetheart, to someone out there, a couple, really, really, like I said, going all through this. That's something else you've told them what to do. Seek help right now at the verge of giving up. I've had enough. We've met so many couples like that. We're working with some couples now. We had some couples who separated literally, and now they're back together, so in love. As long as there is no violence, as long as there is not that constant abuse, every other thing can be resolved if you both are willing. If there's even one who is willing, you can conquer the other one. It simply takes light to create light in a room where there's been darkness. Both of you don't need to be light. Once you have light, one person who actually desires light comes in and brings that light. there will be no darkness in that room anymore. So if you really desire, because you must desire, it's like we've said this over and over again, success has some series of principles that when you apply over and over, you succeed, be it in your marriage, be it in your relationship, be it as a mother, be it as a parent, be it as a friend. When you apply those principles consistently, you are bound to succeed. So if you actually are willing, you must desire success, okay? There's no way you're going to be a millionaire if you don't even desire to become a millionaire. Once you desire that goal, you start working. There will be actions that you need to take daily as, you know, that are needed for you to become a millionaire, and you don't relent, you don't pull back, you should be consistent. So if you desire, if you don't desire, then you cannot actually get back your marriage. So it takes one. Don't tell us that my spouse does not want it. If you still desire marriage, you'll be a loser to let go something that you desire. I am somebody that I thrive to succeed. I know I was born to succeed. Everything I go in for, I go in to stand out. I go in to succeed. I don't go into anything to be normal, to be average. So that's me, and him too as well.
That's a fundamental statement you've just made. And you too that's watching this video, there's no product that a manufacturer sends out in the market that is not based or was not made to succeed.
Exactly.
Because your success is not even for you, it's for the reputation of the manufacturer. As long as you were born to succeed. But many people end up not doing that because they're not aware of themselves.
Yeah.
You must start with knowing yourself. That's a very deep statement she makes. She understands herself. That's why she's saying that.
Yeah.
And she knows that it will be disreputing for God if she does not succeed.
Exactly.
So it takes the pressure off me and you a lot, because you know your success is based on God.
Yeah.
So when you capture a vision, you just work on it. The provisions and every other thing in that vision will be provided to you by your maker.
Yeah.
No product comes in the market with something, with a fault in it. No. So if the phone was designed to text, it's built into it. To make calls, it's already built into it. So everything that was needed for you to succeed in life is built in you. All you need to do is to activate the mode.
Yeah.
When you want to text, you go to the mode of texting. When you want to talk, you go to so go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So like I was saying then, if you desire to succeed in your marriage, I don't know why you got into a marriage if you don't want to succeed. You know, it takes just one person. It doesn't take two. You desire it so bad, okay? Yeah, if he doesn't want to change, there's something else wrong with him. But I believe that anyone who is in the darkness, keep staying in the darkness because they've not known the light. They've not seen the brighter side of life. And because once you see the light, you know that the light is far better than the darkness. You cannot stay there anymore. So you know, to be in the light, you need to go fully and do the things that you need to reach out and get the light and bring the light to your home. And he will be inspired. And that's why it says, if you get married to an unbeliever and you are the believer, let your attitude transform that unbeliever. So you are capable. Imagine you transforming an unbeliever because you believe. It's exactly the same thing. You believe in success. You believe that your marriage will succeed. You believe that it's to death do you part. And he doesn't believe he's giving up all hope. Let you as a believer transform the mindset of the unbelieving husband or the unbelieving wife. So you must act accordingly as somebody who has one goal and one goal only, to succeed in their marriage. It's like you want to succeed, you want to pass an exam, you want to be the first in a competition, you have one goal. You desire it, you must desire, then you start working towards that, and you must take the steps, you must take the actions, you must do the thing. You cannot get on and say, oh, I'm tired, you know, I've been trying. You don't try when you want to win a race. You do it and keep doing it. You practice, you run, you improve, you learn lessons, what I did not do well the first time, what I need to do more, what I need to improve on. And if you need a coach, you get a coach who is actually great at training you to succeed, to win a race. Meet us. We coach a lot of couples. We support a lot of couples. So we are here for you, and don't sit there. It's an amazing thing, you know. Man was never born to live alone in isolation. It's an amazing thing to have an incredible companion.
That's right.
It's an amazing. I mean, he comes up sometimes like, I'm so blessed to come back every single day. I mean, or every single day I go to work or I go out, come back home. I know I'm lying in bed with this beautiful, amazing woman. You know, it's just a beautiful thing to be married. Isn't it? This is something for those who are not married. Maybe they come home, they are lonely. Then you start thinking, maybe girlfriend says, I'm not available today. Boyfriend says, I'm out. But he has a wife right there.
He wrote that,
in
just
his
like
bed.
shift work. You're on today, you're off tomorrow. No, in a marriage, you're on 24
It's a
hours.
great thing to have a companion. You love. It's God created us to be in company. You know, two is better than one. It's an amazing thing. So if you desire, that's all I can tell you. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not lower your standard. Do not lower your goals because someone else, you got in there. He loves you at the beginning. Like my husband said, something has gotten wrong for you to get to the stage where you are right now. But you must be willing to change because, you know, you cannot be doing the same thing that you used to do and expect change or the marriage to improve. You cannot, if you were abusive, you were nagging, you cannot keep being the same nag and then you expect things to change. You cannot keep being abusive and you expect things to change. It's not going to work. You know, we can dream, we can believe, we can have faith. Faith without works is dead. There is a place for faith. It's needed. It's what will give you the momentum, the energy to start working on your marriage until you get the desired results. But if you don't work, nothing happens. Nothing happens. If you keep doing the same old things, the same old results will be made manifest. So you need to change. You need to change. You want a great marriage, a marriage where there is life, there is joy. You need to be able to give life, to give joy. You need to be able to speak nicely to him. Yeah, there's only so much somebody can keep doing to you. He's nasty to you. You keep being good to him. There's only so much before he can change. He can change. You don't get to an environment which is so bright of light. And then because you came with darkness, darkness still dwells there. No, immediately you step in there, your darkness is engulfed by the light. And the light takes over. So good is always more powerful than bad. Evil has no power over good. Our world is full of evil because a lot of good people like you and me are silent. They are silent. So if you want your marriage to work, you are good, you need to change. You need to do the things that will make you successful. Be it a man or a woman, you can't keep abuse. We've had cases where some of the men or what will come back and say, I wrote to her, she did not respond. We say, okay, send text messages, tell them I love them, take them out. Don't expect response immediately. They are hurting. People have their own threshold of pain. It's different. But if you want it, and the truth is, like I say, it's not that one person needs to do something, you know, and you have one goal. If he wins, I win. It's like we are a team. I've given up in my team. I feel like we are losing. I'm not going to score that goal. My husband is like, we are going to win. I'm not giving up. My husband is fighting for our team. If you score the final goal, we won. He scored for our team. We'll be celebrating him, but we're celebrating our team as well. So if you are the husband, you want your marriage to work, you need to fight for it. You need to give your best shot. Because if that marriage fails because your wife didn't want it, the two of you have failed. You won't say my husband, my wife, or, you know, that's it. So again, you know, but you only do your best. If the husband was nasty, then you cannot, or being abusive, the wife was nasty, being abusive, you cannot say you failed. You know, your life is much more precious than being in a place where someone is abusive and constantly, you cannot have peace. You need to have peace. So it's important. It's important. So God bless you. We love you.
God bless you. Have a wonderful, great evening, and speak to that woman and speak to that man. Tell her you love him. Tell her you love her. And
You just telling me that right now.
I love you, baby.
Love you too so
And
much.
you address those minor difficulties or those misunderstanding you have at home, and it will be all beautiful.
And just keep looking at that man or that woman.
Yeah,
so you say, what did I admire in them in the first place?
That's right.
So you have that recall. Is it how they say?
Yeah, those
memories.
those brilliant memories. You enrich your memory bank again, and
we love you.
Revisit those good memories, and that will be it. So again,
We're
those
your superpower
principles,
couple. We love you.
Those principles are there to guide you as well.
And things like words alive. You call yourself power couple, you live up to the standard of power couple.
That is right, yeah.
From the moment we called ourselves, we came with that name, we came with this show, our life has greatly transformed.
It is.
Is that how power, when you want something from me, sometimes it's like, you're a power wife. You know, this is what power wives do. You need to do this.
I'm tired. I say, that's what power wives do. Okay, that's good.
Oh, I'm like, is that what a power husband do? We love you all. Thank you for joining us.
God bless.